What is up, you guys? Geeky here, back with another video for you guys, and we are working on the nicer one of the blasters today. I am finally ready to put in the cylinder and the piston and the head, and hopefully we might get it running in this episode. Who knows? There's a lot of little things that I've been trying to do to figure out on it. There's a lot of new parts behind me as well that I got. I did get an air filter. It didn't have an air filter when I got it. I got some reeds. I got some Vforce reeds for it. I got a piston, and this is pretty much gonna be the hot topic of the day. In this little box, I think it was like let me double check for you guys. I don't want to lie to you. I pretty much got the cheapest piston possible for this thing, and I honestly want to see how it holds up. So what I got for it, and actually now it says it's currently unavailable. I paid $28 for this piston, rings, the gaskets, bearing, and then the spark plug. So $28 pretty much. That's what I paid for it. It says right now it's currently unavailable. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. But it's a Mofans brand. Never heard of it. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. It's a stock bore piston. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'll show you guys the link here. Well, not the link, but this is the description of it and what it comes with, and it currently says unavailable. So kind of want to see how this is gonna turn out. You guys saw last time we bought a cheap Amazon rebuild kit for the 06 Honda TRX, the 250, and honestly it didn't work out bad, and it was only like $80, but that one came with the cylinder, the piston, rings, gaskets, I think something else, I don't remember. So I mean, I got a lot of faith in this one, and if it breaks, honestly I really don't care. We'll rebuild it again. So let's go ahead and get into this right here. So here's the box. This was in the middle. So I got some circlips, that for the piston. Honestly, I really bought it just for this, for the bearing. But really, I guess it doesn't really matter. I could use that on something else, on a different piston, which I do have, but I'm gonna give this one a try. So there's that. This is the piston. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, right? I feel like the light reflects off of it. Well, anyways, it just says on the top 65.94 with the arrow. Oh, there you go, you can see it better now. And this is it. I mean, as you can see, it's not it's not the greatest thing built. There's that then. And in the box there's also some piston rings. This is what I'm actually real curious to see. I don't know why. For once, actually, they are labeled though. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen a couple of my last videos. The one thing I hate is that the piston rings always are not labeled. As you guys know, usually it's the lettering or numbers are supposed to be face up, and there never is any numbers, there never is anything. You kind of just have to eyeball it to see which way the grooves are and stuff like that. So pretty much that's gonna be it. Here is the spark plug that it comes with. It's probably a no-name. Yeah, it literally just says spark plug on it. That's. I'm not gonna use this though, you guys. I mean, maybe. I don't know. We might just give it a shot. Screw it. And in here at the very bottom, of course, are our gaskets. It says interface made in USA. Oh, at least the gaskets are made in USA. Okay, well that's cool. I bought some Vforce reeds by Moto. I don't know how to say that. Whatever that is. This is what it came with. I think these were like this, I want to say it was like, damn, it comes with a bunch of stickers. That's pretty badass. These I want to say were 50, I think. So we're gonna try these bad boys out for sure. I mean, look at these guys. I don't think we'll have any issues with these, hopefully. But yeah, and then I bought a air filter. So there's that. I don't know what else was wrong with the piston, but it for sure didn't do any other damage. I don't even remember if this was the original head that was on there. So I mean, it should be fine. Let's do the bottom. I know this probably isn't the right way to do everything. Again, I'm not a professional, but apparently the way I do it is enough to get me by. So that's good enough for me. Apparently most of my stuff still runs, so. So that doesn't look bad. I'm also gonna put some oil in there and just kind of clean it out. So it's lubed up and everything as well, and then just to have it ready for when I do put this on after I put the piston on. So just real quick, went over it, should be fine. Piston ring gaps are correct to the same cylinder bore, because like how I said, I bought it on Amazon. I don't have a it's not like I don't trust it, but I don't trust it. This is Amazon. So we're gonna go ahead and put these rings on. Again, it's the side that's marked up, face up, and with the 2-stroke, from what I believe, there's not really anything that indicates that, you know, one of them is supposed to go on the top versus one of them going on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and slide this one on the very bottom, and then the other one's gonna go on the top. And then also, if there's no writing, you will know which one goes, which side goes down, because the ring, it's not straight like this. It doesn't touch. It's kind of like this, where they're both supposed to meet in the middle. So it kind of goes down. So that's how you know where it kind of points down, I guess, is how you know where it goes, that it goes face down. So if that makes sense, you guys should kind of get an idea of it. So let's go ahead and put this one on. So their one's on. Same thing with this one. And like how I said, I don't believe with the 2-strokes there's any difference in the piston rings. Whichever one you want to put on top goes on top. Unlike the 4-strokes, there is a difference. There's huge difference in those. Alright, and then they got these little grooves of where they're supposed to be stopped at. So that's how you know they're not. The 2-strokes are way easier. 4-strokes, you gotta kind of crisscross and, you know, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, whatever. The 2-strokes, for the most part, 2 rings, and you just gotta put them diagonal from each other, so it'll be all right. So there's that. Let's go ahead and put this onto the engine that's on the quad, and let's go ahead and grab our piston wrist and piston circlips and a bearing here, and we should be good. Also, I'm gonna grab some lube, because I'm definitely gonna put some lube on here and kind of inside the crank and the rod right in there. So we're gonna go ahead and do that as well. So I'm grabbing all this, the gaskets, and I'll meet you guys over there. Alright, so I got one on this side. And then obviously it has an arrow, so you're gonna want to put the arrow facing the front of the engine. Before that, I'm gonna go ahead and lube up my wrist bearing here a little bit, make sure nothing happens. So I'm gonna put that into the rod here, slide the pin in. Oh, actually, I gotta put the wrist pin in afterwards. And you want to make sure, obviously, it goes through the middle. So we're in, easy as that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the other wrist pin on this side. And it actually went on pretty damn easy. So I'm hoping this one does too, but it's kind of hard because it's already in here. There we go. Then just make sure it's popped into the little grooves right there. This one is too. So that's all set. I already cleaned the surface, which I think I'm going to clean a little bit more just to make sure. I thought the lettering goes face up, but it goes face down because you see that there's these two holes on this side. They're a little bit bigger, and this is where the dowel pins go. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then also this side is a little bit smaller and it goes towards the back, and this side's a little bit wider and it goes towards the front. So there is a certain specific way that it's supposed to go. And as you can see, the dowel pin goes over it. And everything is covered on this side and this side, so that's how it's supposed to go. Now we're ready to put the cylinder on here, and same thing as always. You're gonna want to push in the springs, or the piston rings. This is probably the most trickiest part that I really hate, but no way around it. Right on. Okay, you guys. It's feeling a little tight there, but it went through. Alright, you guys, so we did go ahead and put the new piston on. We've got our new gasket on. Remember, like how I said, the arrow goes facing forward, and then the flat side over here goes towards the kickstart. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and start pulling these on. These 4 bolts that go to hold the cylinder. They're supposed to be torqued down to, I believe it was 15 foot-pounds. So let's go ahead and do that. And then another good thing to do is probably put the hell's right here? Oh, it's up here. Another good thing would be to do is after we tighten these down, obviously it's hard to torque them down because there's no axis. So I would just tighten down as best as you can. But anyways, after you tighten them down, I would go ahead and just turn it over a couple of times, maybe by the flywheel side, just to make sure that the piston is moving up and down. That way you don't put everything back together and then, you know, it's a total disaster. So that's what I'm gonna do. So first I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these bolts real quick. So another thing also with the head, I did kind of sand it a little bit, and it's really smooth. There are these little edges that I don't really like over here, but we're gonna go ahead and ride with it, and we're gonna see what happens here. I did go ahead and clean all this up in here though. There's nothing major that we need to do. So the bigger side, as in the taller side over here, goes face forward. Let's put this on there while we're at it. Let's go ahead and put on our reeds now. And let's just say I did not realize this, but something looked a little bit different to me. This is the reeds. You guys can tell. That looks like good, please. So it came with 2 gaskets, a little manual, and then some stickers. It's like, cool, alright. Yeah, it came with a bunch of stickers, that's pretty badass. One thing that I noticed right away is I thought it was going to come with like a spacer or something. Because I have these little fins on my Yamaha Blaster 200. And obviously you can't meet the two. And you know, it's kind of how it's supposed to go. So it goes in like this, gasket, this, then another gasket, then this. But there's these little fins right here, you know, that block it. And I was like, okay, maybe this comes apart. I've never had Vforce reeds or had to do anything like this. I don't even know that much about reeds, to be honest. And then I realized it came with a little, you know, manual. So I'm like, do I need to cut it? But then I'm like, that sounds wrong. Then also I was like, maybe I need like a custom boot, and I was supposed to buy that too, and I didn't. But if you look on here, it's installation instructions. It's basically saying that if yours looks like this, you have to make it look like this. So you have to pretty much modify your own to make it look flush in order to fit that. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do, you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and I guess walk you guys through it, and hopefully it turns out okay. If not, I have another one of these little intake boots, so I'm not really worried, but I mean, I would hope that I wouldn't mess it up. I'm honestly just gonna use a razor and hope that it just cuts it nice and even, but I guess we will see. So let's try that. Cutting it. I mean, of course it's gonna cut it. I just don't know how hard this is gonna be. Oh, not that bad at all, I guess. Wow, that was it. Okay. I think I just need to make it a little bit more flush. I'm like scared my finger's gonna slide out and then just break everything. So there we go. I mean, yeah, it's actually pretty damn flush, besides this little spot right here. But yeah, I guess that's all I was supposed to do. I was scratching my head about it for like 30 minutes, and I guess that's pretty much all I need to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it, I guess. So that's pretty much how you have to customize your little intake boot here to fit this. So now everything should fit perfectly. I was gonna end up putting the old reeds back on and just buying the actual new reeds, and then I was like, no, I gotta figure this out. So this is the gasket it came with. Now I'm ready to install just like this, and we are all set. So that should work perfectly. By now you guys are already probably doing this, but I also forgot to add that there's the clutch cable right here, and on one of the 4 bolts that holds the cylinder down, it also gets put on with the little clip that it has here, and it goes under one of those nuts. So I definitely forgot to add that in. I even forgot it myself, to be honest, and then I had to come back and do it. So that's why I didn't put it in there. But definitely something to remember. But I mean, obviously you guys took it apart, so I'm guessing you kind of knew how it's supposed to go back together. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our clutch cable back in. All three on a little tab here. So we got our clutch on, our reeds on, cylinder, piston, head, spark plug, intake boot. I guess now I could put on the cover on this side. Then wire up the stator. So there's that. This thing also has a gasket that you need to put on, so remember that. I have it on already.